Independence Day weekend has a special meaning for a Bridgeport mom whose son was shot to death 11 years ago. Frank Recchia has her story tonight.
This is my son, this was his girlfriend, and it was a double homicide in Norwalk.
April Barron of Bridgeport hits the streets every 4th of July weekend, getting the word out about a $50,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the person who opened fire on her son, 27-year-old Iriquois Alston, killing him 11 years ago. Also taking the life of 22-year-old Rakita Smalls as they both sat in a car in the Golden Hill neighborhood of Norwalk. News 12 Connecticut capturing the heartbreaking moment when Barron first got the tragic news. She says Independence Day weekend has special meaning for her and her family. Barron saying she not only appreciates the precious freedoms we have here in America, but she herself will never totally be free until the killer or killers are finally behind bars.
It still rides me, I still think about it. I definitely want justice, you understand? So I'm not gonna stop, totally not gonna stop until I get justice for my son.
Barron's nonprofit, Helping Hands Outreach, was set up in memory of her murdered son. Every person she helps, every little bit of misery she helps to ease, brings her one step closer, she says, to doing right by Iroquois' memory.
I was getting phone calls that Saturday morning saying that he was shot. And I went to the and I really didn't believe it. So I went to the hospital and they didn't have no victims. So I'm thinking somebody playing on my phone until I got to the scene and, you know, an officer, detective, whatever he was, approached me and told me it was my son. Worst day of my life, yo.
But she says 11 years later, with every flyer she hands out on these holiday weekends, comes the hope that one day, through patience and persistence, through a mother's abiding love, will come the precious justice she's been fighting for. Partial payment, she says, for the monumental debt of taking 2 young lives well before their time.
When the killers is brought to justice, I'll be at peace.
In Bridgeport, Frank Recchia, News 12, Connecticut.
Police are hoping for tips from the public. We have a number listed at news12.com.